Hey, welcome to Aaron's 31 Days of Horror, a fun challenge I'm doing for myself where we get to talk about horror for 31 days. I share with you a review, my thoughts, some top 10s, a lot of things. Today, we're going to be reviewing the film Hush by Mike Flanagan, who after this did so many greats, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Hill House. Let's get into this. How to watch Hush in a dark house. Let's get into it, right? Like, be in your house, darkness. Do you need to have someone there? Cool, but I think this is a good first scare because it's kind of horror, kind of more just a thriller. It's put in the horror category, and Mike, he is a horror auteur. So that would be my suggestion. Do it in your house, in the dark, make it fun. What scares us is personal to us. I'm not here to boo on your scare. Don't boo on my scare. What scares me is what scares me. What scares you is what scares you, and I love that. This is just my point of view, my perspective, my review of this film, and I'm going to do it spoiler free, so don't worry about that. I want you to be able to see this film, and I just want this maybe help you decide if this is a film for you. Hush. Let's go. 1 minute summary. So I've got a minute to tell you about this film. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't do too much pre-work for this because I like it to be more of a discussion, like as if we're talking together and I'm not like at dinner with you. Oh, man, I should have seen this film. Oh, man, here's what it's about, right? And I only have a minute to tell you, so I may not remember the characters' names, but we'll see. We'll find out. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Hush. So it's about a girl. Her name's Maddie, and she lives in a house very far away from everything. She is mute and deaf, hard of hearing, or deaf, yeah. And so she is just at her house one night, and it's a home invasion cat and mouse game. There is a man in a mask who shoots people with a crossbow and realizes she's deaf and is gonna come into her house, invade her house. And we really don't know why he wants to do any of this, which is kind of nice. I like when we don't really know why, but it's this her trying to escape the situation, but being deaf and mute. And so can't hear all the things and can't speak all the things. So she's just really left to her own devices and her own strengths against this man who wants to invade her house. That's why I said watch it in a dark house. But yeah, Hush. Time for my 1 minute review. Again, I only have a minute to tell you what I think about this film, and it will be spoiler free because I want you to see this film. We got 1 minute. Let's do Hush. 3, 2, 1. Loved this film. Loved it. It was so good. I was just on the edge of my seat the whole time, rooting for her, wanting her to make it, wanting her to survive, wanting this man to get it, which is very rare. I usually like rooting for the killer in the best ways, but this one, wanted him to get it. And I liked that, what's that? Katie Siegel, I think is her name, the actress. So good. Gosh, so good. And I love her in The Haunting of Hill House and all the things she does with Mike. And Mike is just, this is like one of his first things to blow up, right? And so what a great entry into the horror franchise. Is it horror? Up to you to decide on that. But I loved this film. I would highly recommend, and especially if you're like a thriller girly, that's your thing. I'm a thriller girly, I'm a horror girly more, but there is horror elements to it. But yeah, totally good movie. Well done by all. Scary in a fun way. There we go. Aaron's categories. Horror is so subjective and it's such a broad genre that I like to just give some fun categories for y'all just to see if this film is for you. And this one doesn't have very many, but I'm going to say cat and mouse. This is a cat and mouse chase. So if you like cat and mouse, kind of like who's going to get who's going to attack who kind of thing, like or who's going to survive it, cat and mouse. I'd give it that. I'd give it edge of your seat. You're on the edge of your seat. That's an edge of your seat kind of thing for sure. Bloody is bloody. I wouldn't say gory, but there's blood. So if blood's not your thing, there's blood everywhere. Talker. Let me tell you what a talker is. It made me want to talk to the screen. Go, girl. No, don't do that. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, what are you going to do next? I was talking to them. I don't know if you're a talker, but it was a talker for me. Like, it made me want to talk to them, root for them, help them. And so that's sort of going to give it a talker on top of it. Stick the ending. Did this film stick its ending? I'm not going to tell you what happens at the ending. I'm just going to let you know if I liked the ending. And I think that horror kind of sometimes can go derailed totally by the third act, or the third act can take it to a place and you're like, I hate this film now. Or it can heighten it. Stick the ending is, I give it 5 points if it did it, 1 point if it did not stick the ending. And I think this is it, y'all. It's happened. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 ending. I was very pleased by the ending. Very pleased with how it all went down. I'm not gonna tell you who survives, who doesn't survive, or if anyone survives really, but 5 out of 5. I was like, that's the way I wanted it to end. I feel good. I usually don't like to have expectations of like how I want things to end because that's just future resentment. Like that's just eventually gonna make me feel let down. But 5 out of 5 stuck that ending. Wow, for sure. That's my first time doing that. Just giving it a 5 to an ending. But yeah, I think it deserves it. Let's give it to it. Stab again. Would I stab this film again? Would I take a stab at it? Would I watch it again? Yes. Yes, I'm gonna see Hush again. I think I would just want to see Hush and show it to somebody. Like, I think I want to show it to my mom. I think she'd really enjoy this kind of. I think she'd have to get beyond the blood and stuff, but I think she'd really enjoy seeing a cat and mouse thriller kind of fun horror like this. I think it's up her alley. Gives me like the old 90s, you know, like the hand. It's not like this at all, but like that, the hand that rocks the cradle kind of thriller vibe. You know, there was like Disclosure, like that kind of Basic Instinct. Not like those films at all, but that kind of thriller vibe to it. So yeah, stabbing again. Here's how I'd like to end this review. Is this horror? Is Hush horror? How can we decide this? And maybe we decide this together in the comments. You can help me out. Flesh this out a bit. I think there needs to be blood to some degree. So there's blood. There for sure is blood. And I definitely think there needs to be a killer or like a ghostly figure or like a menacing presence, right? That we're against in some way. And someone we're rooting for, or there's someone that like it's happening too, obviously. I mean, not just one character, there could be many. And I think that with horror, it's hard to say it's got to be scary because what scares us, like I say, is personal and subjective. So I don't think horror is necessarily scary. There's some things that just don't scare me that scare others. Well, none. Is this horror? I think it's a thriller, but it meets all that criteria to me. So what is it that I don't want to make it horror? And I think there's this part to it it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie, maybe, or like I wouldn't be anyone for Halloween. I know that's silly, but isn't that like kind of horror kind of goes hand in hand with Halloween sometimes? Maybe it doesn't for others. If someone asked me, is it horror? I would say no. I would say it's not horror. Horrific things happen, but I would say it's more of a chase, thriller, edge of your seat, cat and mouse. Let's keep this going. I hope you'll stick around and watch the other days. Happy Halloween.